Let me mute this. I sincerely hope that they've been he's moving. They've been pronouncing his name Zlaticanin. Basically, I've been calling him Dejan Zlaticanin. He is now the former 135-pound lightweight champion, and dude just okay. He's moving. He's standing up. All right, so he's good. Let's just hope that he makes it to the hospital without any issues. But he was asleep. What round was that? Round 3? You know, Mikey Garcia, you know, with that long layoff that he had, let me mute my phone. With that long layoff that he had, I was wondering to myself, was this too much of a step up for him in you know, after the long layoff that he had? Let me go look at his record really quickly. Now, remember, his last fight against Elio Rojas was last year in July of last year. That was on the undercard of the Frente fight, wasn't it? Frente Santa Cruz won. Well, anyway, before that, the last time he fought was January 25th of 2014. We are now 3 years after that. This is his second fight in 3 years. Now, I was wondering if maybe it was too soon for him to step in there with a world champion. Now, even though he knocked Zlaticanin the fuck out, he still has a very solid resume. For example, Ivan Radkak, Alex Bonet, Ricky Burns, Peter Petrov, and a lot of fans were giving him a lot of shit, saying, "Oh, he's just some bum. Who is this guy that he's fighting?" Well, that's because if you did watch Zlaticanin's fights, he was fighting on normally about Saturday afternoons in Eastern Standard Time, and I'm pretty much sure people wasn't spending their time, you know, more so Americans. Not many, unless you're a hardcore. I'm not disrespecting, but I'm sure you wasn't following him, or more so the people that were saying that dude wasn't good. But Mikey Garcia knocked him the fuck out. Now, here's the interesting part. What I'm wondering is, okay, you have, I forgot the exact date. I believe it was on March the 18th. But you have Jorge Linares, who's the WBC Diamond Champion, which is somewhat the belt over. Okay, this is the real WBC belt that Mikey Garcia just won. But you have that Diamond Championship along with that WBA Championship that Jorge Linares holds. Jorge Linares is, if I'm correct, a Zanfer and Golden Boy fighter. So I'm wondering what happens if the WBC orders the winner of Linares versus Crolla to fight Zlaticanin. So with Mikey Garcia closely aligned with Richard Schaefer, we haven't heard if he's signed with Richard Schaefer, but he's either signed with Heyman or Richard Schaefer. Nothing's been officially not announced yet, but he's with one of them. You know, I'm thinking that he's with Schaefer, but now he just knocked him the fuck out. But now I'm wondering what happens if the WBC orders them two, meaning Linares and if Linares, a lot of people feel Linares is going to beat Crolla. What happens if the WBC orders him to fight Linares? You know, will Golden Boy and or Richard Schaefer or Al Heyman be able to work together to get that fight done? So they're gonna have to work together because Mikey Garcia ain't dropping his belt. Jorge Linares ain't dropping his belt unless they say, okay, well, you know, if he wins this fight against Crolla, he's going to move to 140. Now, the other champions in the division is you have Robert Easter, who that's a fight that could happen. That could be a big unification, but Robert Easter is not ready for Mikey Garcia just yet. He's fighting in a couple weeks on about a month or so, or maybe less. I forgot the exact date. On I want to hear what Mikey Garcia has to say on Bounce TV. And then you have Terry Flanagan. That fight can happen between Terry Flanagan and Mikey Garcia, but will there be politics involved? Because Terry Flanagan, he's pretty good. You know, I like Terry Flanagan, but the thing is, Frank Warren, who promotes Terry Flanagan in Box Nation, may say, well, come over here, Mikey Garcia, we can make, you know, it could be some politics involved with that. So one of the things I'm really wondering about is if politics are going to be involved in Mikey Garcia's quest to be undisputed at 135. Let's listen to the post-fight.
Much. Mikey, congratulations to you. You're now a 3-time world champion in 3 different divisions. What does this victory mean to you?
First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I'm glad my opponent Dejan is okay and well now. We never wish any bad happen to the sport. I'm glad he's able to recover and get up and be okay.
What did he say to you?
I wish him a great career still. He said thank you. I told him he's still a champion. Once a champion, always a champ.
How would you assess your performance this evening in capturing this title?
Well, I think it was a great performance. I fought smart. I kept the distance. I controlled the range. We had a great game plan to stick to my jab. Left hand was going to be key. Keep him at that distance that best suited me, and follow through with that right hand. We were able to connect, hurt him, and put the end to the night.
How have you managed to use that long layoff to your advantage and to take that lemon and make lemonade and be so successful now in coming back?
Well, I was always in shape. I was active. The layoff allowed me to reignite that fire, that passion, and bring back that love to the sport. And through all the 2 years and a half that I was gone, all the support from my fans kept me motivated, kept me strong. And I really do appreciate all the love and support for all the fans. If it's not for them, these belts don't mean anything. The fans that make me believe and deserve to be called world champion.
And indeed you are. Tell us right now what happened here as you hit him with this vicious uppercut that set up the end of the fight.
Well, he would keep coming in, but I was keeping him with the jab at distance. Then I saw an opportunity for that uppercut there, man. And he was hurt. When he turned back to look at me, I knew he was hurt, so I went over for the overhand right.
He was looking to hold on to something, and
he was really hurt there, and I saw it in his eyes. And that right hand was the one that finished him. Yeah, it was just right, perfect time, perfect distance.
So now you have 3 belts, 3 divisions. What would you like to do next?
Well, I'm ready. I'm here. I told everybody I was going to be back. Now that I am, I'm available for any of the other champions that want to unify titles. If we can get the organizations to get together and unify titles in the lightweight division, if we can get that this year, I would really, really love that. Possibly later down the road, maybe at the end of this year, moving up to 140 pounds, go up to another division.
Finally, I think that not only your display while you were fighting, but you and Robert, the display of sportsmanship is great for boxing, and to see the concern that you both have and that sportsmanship is just fantastic.
Thank you. Like I said, I never wish any harm on my opponents. I know this is a sport. Sometimes it's rough, and sometimes ugly things do happen. So I was concerned. My corner, my brother, my dad were all concerned. At first, we were cheering, but then when I saw he wasn't recovering, the concern does kick in. But I'm very happy, very glad that he was able to recover.
And he told me leaving the ring that he's all right. Congratulations. We'll see you.
Thank you very much, Jim.
All right, Royal, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, he knocked dude the fuck out. So all the links to my social media are right down below in the description box if you want to check out some highlights. I got a website. It's currently ready, but it's only about 50%. We're going to be fully up and running and operational by Thurman versus Garcia, which I'll be attending, and Hay versus Bellew, which one of my colleagues will be attending. But Mikey Garcia is back now. He's saying he wants to unify the titles this year. I want to know how comfortably is he making 135 pounds, and why is he talking about moving up to 140 this year if he's saying he wants to unify the title? So I would like some clarification on that. Now, as I said, the other champions is first. He's got to unify the champion. He's got to unify the belt in his organization, which is the WBC. The other champion is Jorge Linares. The WBC has been doing a really good job consolidating their belts when they have that diamond situation and that regular belt situation. Or usually they should just have one belt. So I'm pretty much sure that sometime over the next couple of months after Linares versus Crolla, that they're going to order Mikey Garcia to, fight Jorge Linares, or one of them is going to have to move up to 140 and get rid of that either-or belt. He says he wants to unify, so Jorge Linares also has that WBA. So, depending on what happens, if Anthony Crolla wins, then the fight would be much easier to make, but how long would Eddie Hearn avoid that fight? Like I said, another champion, IBF, is Robert Easter Jr. Now, would they really go and make that fight, like this soon for Robert Easter Jr., not Mikey Garcia? And then you have Terry Flanagan, who I feel that some real heavy politics would be involved, and maybe Mikey Garcia would be told he's got to come to the UK, or depending on the money, how much money it is with Frank Warren, who's trying to build up his stable and been somewhat milking, that WBO title in Terry Flanagan's situation, even though Terry Flanagan has been fighting some tough competition, to the contrary. But now, with Mikey Garcia out there, technically, Mikey Garcia is looked at by a lot of people as the #1 guy in the 135-pound division now. So, I gotta go. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. Stay tuned. Like I said, I'm glad that you guys have been patient. I know people are always running their mouth who really don't know what's going on, saying stuff like, well, you're not doing videos like you used to, and yada, yada, yada. But trust me, when we come back, full time, we coming back hard. So, I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. And be sure to visit FightView360.com, which is the link right down below for all your upcoming boxing news, which is... things are about to start moving fast. Please subscribe.